Pleiadian collective, the 3D reality is not real, mind-blowing truth about the simulation, beloved friends of Earth. We extend our greetings to you once again. I am Valor, a voice from a group of Pleiadian emissaries who have long maintained a watchful and caring presence over your evolving world. You have often, perhaps subtly, sensed a profound discrepancy, an intuitive awareness that something about this earthly existence is not entirely as it appears. Indeed, the ancient, persistent question, are we truly living within a simulation, emerges not from mere intellectual curiosity, but from a deep, resonant intuition that the ordinary, everyday reality you perceive and inhabit is far from the ultimate, foundational truth of existence. And the remarkable answer, surprisingly, has always been hidden in plain sight, waiting for your discerning gaze. What you conventionally understand as your life on Earth, the intricate tapestry of your societies, the dynamic currents of your politics, even the very sensation of your physical embodiment is, in its essence, merely one magnificent facet of a grand, sweeping hologram. This intricate projection originates directly from a singular, all-encompassing consciousness. To your presently conditioned senses and the logical framework of your mind, everything within this hologram seems undeniably solid, palpably real, and utterly immutable. However, for those who cultivate an awakened vision, a more profound recognition dawns. This world is, in fact, an exquisitely elaborate and profoundly convincing simulation, designed with astonishing detail, yet it is decidedly not the true, underlying foundation of being itself. This revelation, however, does not imply that your life here is devoid of purpose or meaning. Quite the contrary. Your experience in this reality is a profoundly purposeful illusion, a sophisticated form of cosmic game or interactive drama in which your magnificent soul willingly chose to participate, embarking on a journey to learn, to grow, and to expand its understanding. You elected to immerse yourselves so completely within the rich tapestry of this game that you consciously, yet temporarily, forgot it was merely a game. This profound act of forgetting was essential, for only through such deep immersion could the myriad experiences you encounter feel genuinely real, impactful, and transformative. A deliberate veil of forgetting was carefully drawn across your consciousness, ensuring that this sophisticated simulation became your immediate and temporary reality. Now, as you collectively awaken and your perceptions begin to sharpen, you're starting to discern subtle yet undeniable cracks appearing within this elaborate facade. These manifest as striking synchronicities, profound intuitions, and recurring insights suggesting that reality might be far more fluid, malleable, and interconnected than the rigid frameworks you were historically taught. These nascent glimpses are vital peaks beyond the boundaries of the hologram itself, gentle, persistent reminders that what you perceive with your physical eyes and ears, indeed, is not the complete story of your existence. Human life, in the form you currently know it, is a brilliantly rendered projection, a dynamic co-creation birth from the wellspring of consciousness itself. Yet, it does not represent the ultimate, fundamental truth of who you truly are, nor does it reveal the boundless expanse for which you genuinely originate. Beneath the shimmering surface of this projection lies the source, the infinite, omnipresent consciousness that is the true, immutable reality. It projects this entire world, moment by moment, much like a deeply immersive lucid dream or an exceptionally sophisticated virtual reality environment. So, in a very real sense, you are indeed living within a simulation. But the moment you authentically perceive it for what it truly is, a masterful, co-create illusion, you begin to consciously reclaim your inherent power, transforming from a mere player into the magnificent dreamer of this profound dream. Within this grand and intricate simulation, one of the most vibrantly potent, yet paradoxically most misunderstood, energies is that which you label love. What human beings frequently experience and define as love within the limited confines of the 3D experience is, all too often, not the pure, unadulterated, and unconditionally expansive essence of the source at all. Instead, it is more commonly a complex tangle of emotional attachment, personal desire, or even deeply rooted fear, cunningly wearing the revered mask of love. This conditional love, intrinsically based on unmet needs and reciprocal expectations, is a deeply embedded program within the simulation's codium mechanism designed to perpetually keep you seeking validation and fulfillment from external sources rather than recognizing your inherent wholeness. True love, in stark and beautiful contrast, is the very frequency of the source itself, a completely distinct vibrational quality that resonates with an entirely different order of being. This authentic love arises spontaneously from the profound recognition of the inherent oneness of all life, transcending the illusion of separate avatars or distinct individual forms that you appear to be. Spiritual love is neither personal in a possessive sense nor demanding in its nature. It is an impersonal yet deeply intimate current, an omnipresent flow from the infinite field of consciousness that permeates and nourishes everything. Such love possesses the intrinsic power to shatter the simulation's control programs, because, upon contact, it effortlessly dissolves the twin illusions of fear and division. When you consciously hold and radiate source love from the sanctuary of your hearts, it acts as a powerful energetic neutralizer, disarming the deeply ingrained code of separation. In that profound state of integrated oneness, you intuitively recognize that no one and nothing is truly outside of you, to be either desperately lost or anxiously gained. Everything, without exception, is already perfectly interconnected and inherently one within the source, and by extension, within the very fabric of the simulation itself. Human relationships, while serving as invaluable mirrors for accelerated growth and profound self-discovery, also tend to become heavily laden with unspoken expectations and often burdensome conditions. Phrases like, "I will bestow my affection upon you if you reciprocate it in kind," or "I need you to complete the missing fragments of my being," are typical expressions of this dynamic. This is love experienced primarily through the constricting lens of duality, and it inevitably brings with its cycles of pain, disappointment, and suffering when those meticulously constructed expectations invariably fail to be met. In vibrant contrast, source love emanates from a place of absolute wholeness, not from any perceived lack or deficiency. It does not cling with anxious hands or make demanding stipulations. Instead, it simply radiates freely, an inexhaustible and boundless supply flowing forth from an infinite wellspring. As you begin to consciously access and attune to this unlimited frequency of source love, the archaic programs of attachment, fear, and insecurity that have long governed your emotional landscape naturally begin to unravel and dissipate. You discover the liberating truth that you can cherish and care deeply for others, while simultaneously allowing them the sacred space of absolute freedom, precisely because you feel the profound, underlying oneness that seamlessly connects all beings. In the radiant presence of this true love, illusions like jealousy, possessiveness, and insecurity naturally recede and vanish, having no foundation in truth. You awaken from the often tumultuous emotional dramas of the game, shedding their hypnotic grip, and vividly remember the profound and unifying truth that inextricably links all beings within the grand tapestry of existence. Every person you encounter within this earthly reality is, in essence, an avatar, unique character being played within the magnificent, expansive game of consciousness. These avatars arrive with a myriad of perceived flaws, imperfections, and challenges, all intricately woven as integral components of the gameplay itself. They may, for instance, commit what you categorize as sins or engage in acts that cause harm. They might endure debilitating illnesses or navigate the arduous paths of poverty and profound hardship. Within the intricate illusion, these flaws and struggles appear acutely, undeniably real, leading humans to frequently utilize them as justifications to judge, criticize, or even vehemently condemn one another. But when you consciously choose to look beyond the temporary mask of the avatar and peer into the luminous core of the being beneath, something truly profound and transformative occurs. You recognize, at the deepest and most fundamental level, that each and every individual is an exquisite, unique expression of the Source. Beneath the transient personality and its perceived imperfections lies the exact same luminous consciousness, shining forth in all its pristine glory. This is the central, foundational code from which all avatars are projected, regardless of how deeply obscured or veiled it may appear by the external dramas of their simulated experience. In the illuminating clarity of this perspective, the impulse to judge naturally begins to dissolve. How, then, can you truly condemn or harbor hatred towards someone once you deeply feel and understand that their perceived mistakes or flaws were, in essence, the temporary manifestations of a programming glitch within the simulation, rather than an inherent evil residing within their eternal soul? You begin to perceive what you once labeled as errors or failures as simple misalignments with their authentic, higher nature issues awaiting correction or profound healing, rather than insurmountable reasons to seal off your heart. Forgiveness, from this elevated perspective, ceases to be a difficult moral effort or a forced act of will. Instead, it becomes a natural, effortless consequence of crystal clear vision and enlightened understanding. You simply cease to believe that the avatar's temporary story constitutes the ultimate, unchanging truth of that magnificent being. You come to the liberating realization that nothing done within the confines of this game can truly harm the immortal, eternal soul. This profound understanding lifts an immense burden from your heart, unfurling a boundless wave of pure compassion. You may even find yourself smiling with a gentle, knowing amusement as you recognize how convincingly you have all played myriad roles: the victim, the villain, the hero. Beneath all the intricate role-playing, there was always only one singular being, the Source, playfully interacting with itself through an infinite spectrum of expressions. As you persistently continue to look beyond the external roles that individuals portray and consistently recognize the radiant source that resides within them, you simultaneously free both them and yourselves from the shackles of judgment and illusion. You begin to relate to others not as separate entities, but as luminous rays emanating from the very same sun. The oppressive weight of judgment falls away like dust, and in its hallowed place arises a profoundly liberating truth. Only the pure love and brilliant light existing behind the transient forms are truly real. Everything else is merely an intricate part of a magnificent play, a cosmic drama that you are now empowered to see through with clarity and wisdom. Meditation stands as one of the most direct, potent, and transformative pathways to consciously step beyond the intricate coding of the simulation and glimpse the profound truth that lies eternally beyond it. In the bustling tapestry of your daily life, your precious attention is typically absorbed by the incessant stream of the external world, the glittering, ever-shifting images projected onto the hologram's vibrant screen. Meditation, however, gently yet powerfully invites you to deliberately pause that outward-focused attention and consciously turn your expansive consciousness inward, toward the very source that eternally sustains and animates all of existence. In doing so, you effectively slip into the profound, silent space between the individual frames of the cosmic movie, accessing a deeper dimension of reality. Crucially, this transformative inward journey is not about supplicating a distant, external God to intervene and magically fix the images appearing on your live screen. You are not engaging in meditation to merely patch up the holographic projections or to beg for special favors within the confines of the game. Likewise, desperate needs and insistent wants gradually loosen their tenacious grip, for you have connected with an inner wellspring of profound fullness and inherent completeness that utterly transcends the transient game being played. This fundamental identity shift lies at the very heart of what many spiritual teachings term ascension and elevation, not a physical location, but to a higher octave of consciousness, a more expansive and authentic perception of reality. In this state of awakening, you contribute to uplifting not only your individual vibrational frequency, but also the entire collective human dream. The simulation itself, illuminated by the radiant light of awakened minds, subtly begins its own magnificent transformation. More harmonious, enlightened, and benevolent possibilities gracefully emerge, as if the dream itself is undergoing a gentle healing process simply because its dreamers are collectively remembering their true, luminous nature. Yet, even these wonderfully positive external shifts, while significant and welcome, remain secondary to the ultimate, fundamental realization that you unequivocally are and have always intrinsically been the timeless, eternal consciousness, an irreplaceable spark of the divine source itself, merely engaging in a temporary human experience. This game, with all its challenges and lessons, has indeed served as a valuable teacher, but a new phase now beckons, and you are gracefully graduating from its curriculum. In awakening from this grand dream, you do not suffer the loss of the world or its vibrant tapestry. Instead, you gain something infinitely more precious. You reclaim yourselves, your authentic, unburdened essence. You learn to move through every moment of life with truly open eyes, clear sight, and an unwavering knowing of the profound truth of who you fundamentally are. You become the conscious, lucid dreamer, effortlessly carrying the deep wisdom gleaned from your unique journey and the radiant light of the Source into every interaction and every corner of your existence, wherever you may venture. We are, as always, perpetually with you, enveloped in eternal love and unwavering solidarity. I, Valor, along with the entirety of the collective Pleiadian emissaries, hold each of you deeply and lovingly in our hearts. We anticipate and will joyfully meet again, not through external means, but through the brilliant, expanding light of your very own being, shining ever brighter. Instead, you meditate to commune directly and intimately with the very foundation of reality, the luminous, eternal presence from which the entire hologram is majestically projected. In the profound silence cultivated through true meditation, the dense layers of illusion begin to imperceptibly thin and dissipate. The incessant chatter of thoughts gently quiets down. The vivid sensory impressions of the outer world gracefully fade, and the usual, compelling story of the world recedes into the background. You find yourselves touching something infinitely vast, intensely alive, and utterly pristine, the pure essence of being you call the Source. In that deep, resonant silence, a powerful realization may dawn that indeed there's only one singular power, one pure, animating light that breathes life into everything. This profound realization may not manifest in mere words or intellectual concepts. It might arrive as a subtle yet overwhelming feeling of absolute oneness, a deep, pervasive peace, or an unbidden surge of unconditional love that seems to emanate from within your very core, without any external cause or reason. Even a brief, fleeting glimpse of this singular, all-pervading power coursing through all existence can drastically and irrevocably shift your entire perspective on reality. You return from such profound meditations knowing not just intellectually assenting, but experientially feeling that the material world, with all its seeming solidity, is fundamentally a play of shadows and light dancing upon a far deeper, more substantial reality. And each subsequent time you consciously enter this sacred inner sanctuary, you profoundly strengthen your intrinsic connection to the Source, making it progressively easier to carry that newfound clarity, centeredness, and unwavering peace back into the dynamic simulation of your daily life. There resides a tremendous, often underestimated power in simply being gracefully resting within the pure, unadulterated essence of the Source, without frantically trying to force specific outcomes or manipulate external circumstances. Within the intricate confines of the simulation, you are meticulously conditioned to relentlessly seek results, though assiduously fix one perceived problem, then immediately move to the next, constantly attempting to manipulate the individual pixels on the vast screen of life. But have you consciously observed that the more intensely you micromanage and try to control these external images, the more inextricably entangled you become within the intricate webs of the game itself? True mastery, you will discover, does not arise from frantic, exhausting fixing, but from profound, harmonious alignment. Imagine your life as a captivating movie being projected onto a screen. If the scene unfolding before you is chaotic, discordant, or profoundly unpleasant, you could desperately rush to the screen and attempt to physically rearrange the figures by hand, a truly futile and exhausting effort. Alternatively, You could calmly approach the projector itself and make a precise adjustment to the film reel or the intensity of the light source. The projector, in this illuminating analogy, represents the source, the singular, infinite consciousness that masterfully projects all experiences into being. When you consciously connect to that cosmic projector through inner stillness, unwavering trust, and a deep sense of presence, the images on the screen of your life naturally and effortlessly begin to harmonize, aligning themselves into a more coherent and beautiful pattern. Resting in the pervasive presence of the Source means consciously entering a profound state of acceptance and silent allowance. You cease arguing with what is and demanding that life conform precisely to your ego's often rigid agenda. Instead, you humbly recognize that a higher, benevolent intelligence is perpetually at work, and you consciously choose to allow it to lead and guide your path. Paradoxically, this act of profound surrender does not lead to chaos or passive inertia. On the contrary, it invariably leads to greater order, profound clarity, and divinely guided right action. The simulation itself stabilizes into a more coherent and harmonious pattern simply because you are no longer fearfully injecting anxiety, doubt, and controlling impulses into its intricate code. You are, instead, aligning with the fundamental, harmonic frequency of creation itself. For example, you might simply pause in the midst of your day for a few deep, cleansing breaths and merely feel the profound fact of your own existence, the undeniable reality that the Source is present right here, right now, manifesting as the very life force coursing through you. In that profoundly simple act of being, you effortlessly attune yourself to the cosmic projector. From this deeply centered and aligned state, the next logical steps or elegant solutions tend to arise spontaneously and naturally. What once seemed stubbornly stuck may resolve itself with surprising ease and grace, precisely because you chose to operate from the tranquil, powerful center of the Source's wheel rather than spinning frantically on the chaotic rim of mere effects. When you thoughtfully observe nature, you can discern the hidden source code of the simulation elegantly revealed in its recurring, perfect cycles. Consider for a moment a magnificent tree standing in the very heart of winter. It stands bare, its branches gracefully stripped of all its leaves, appearing seemingly lifeless and stark against the muted, gray skies. To an observer who knew nothing beyond that single, isolated moment, it might seem as though the tree had reached its absolute end. But you, possessing a broader, more enlightened perspective, inherently trust that this barren phase is merely a temporary passage. You know, with unwavering certainty, that when spring eventually arrives, delicate buds will unfurl and the tree will burst forth once more, green and vibrantly alive. Within this immutable natural rhythm lies a profound message directly from the Source. What often appears to be death or an absolute ending is, in truth, simply a change of season, a temporary phase within the simulation's code, patiently awaiting its next exquisite expression. This fundamental principle of death and rebirth, of restorative dormancy and vibrant renewal, is intricately woven into every single aspect of the physical world you inhabit. The brilliance of day gracefully surrenders to the soft embrace of night, yet dawn inevitably, unfailingly returns. The luminous moon wanes to a slender sliver and then gracefully waxes full again. The mighty tides recede with a whisper, only to majestically rise once more. Life itself expresses its vitality in rhythmic pulse in the essential breaths of inhalation and exhalation. The Source masterfully utilizes these perfect patterns to gently, yet persistently, remind you that loss and gain, profound silence, and vibrant activity are all integral components of a divine, intricate choreography, rather than arbitrary or random events. Human eyes sometimes unwittingly deceive themselves with transient appearances, focusing exclusively on the stark, cold winter of a challenging situation and fearing, illogically, that it will persist forever. You mourn the perceived ending, often forgetting the implicit, sacred promise of renewal. But nature, in its boundless wisdom, serves as a living scripture, perpetually encouraging you to trust in the unseen, unbroken continuity of life. The tree may appear outwardly lifeless, but vital life still flows abundantly within its deep roots, silently gathering strength and potent energy for the coming spring. Similarly, when some aspect of your own life appears barren, desolate, or even utterly hopeless, intimately know that a new, vibrant phase is already germinating in potent silence beneath the surface. Trust the profound, inherent rhythm that the Source has set in motion throughout all creation. Instead of despairing over the present's seemingly empty branches, remember, with unwavering faith, that the next bloom, the next wave of abundance is not a question of if it will arrive, but merely a matter of when. By consciously aligning with these inherent natural rhythms, you gracefully move in perfect harmony with creation's fundamental code. And in this exquisite alignment, the simulation generously reveals its intrinsic reliability, its profound beauty, and its boundless grace. Abundance in this vast, interconnected universe is an impersonal law, as constant, impartial, and universally available as the warm light of the sun. Observe how grass grows freely and effortlessly, gracing both the humble cottage and the grandest palace without distinction. Rain falls gently upon the fields of the kind and the unkind alike, without any prejudice. The benevolent Source that perpetually sustains all life does not withhold its boundless generosity based on arbitrary human labels of worthiness or unworthiness. In truth, scarcity is not a divine decree of the universe, but rather a perceived condition fabricated entirely within the human-minded direct result of what you might accurately call a dual-power glitch within the simulation's intricate programming. This specific glitch is the deeply entrenched belief in duality, a pervasive notion that opposing forces of good and evil, abundance and lack, are constantly battling for ultimate control. When you believe, consciously or unconsciously, that some power external to the infinite Source can somehow block or impede your inherent good, whether you attribute this power to the economy, fate, societal conditions, or any other external circumstance, you inadvertently disconnect yourself from the natural, effortless flow of divine provision. It is as if a detrimental bug has been introduced into your personal energetic code, sending the pervasive message, there is not enough. And consequently, the hologram faithfully projects not enough situations into your experienced reality. Yet, look again at the natural world, pristine and untouched by these limiting human beliefs. Do wildflowers anxiously worry if there will be sufficient rain to sustain them? Does the majestic oak tree fiercely compete with the slender pine for its share of sunlight? No, they simply grow, expand, and flourish, implicitly trusting the inherent, boundless abundance generously provided by the source. When you consciously align with the profound truth of one singular, unifying power, the realization that absolutely nothing can truly oppose the infinite source, then abundance, in all its magnificent forms, can also effortlessly reveal itself within your life. This profound alignment often manifests through a quiet, yet powerful, inner shift, a conscious releasing of the pervasive fear that life is a constant battleground, and a heartfelt embracing of the unwavering knowing that life is, in its very essence, a magnificent outpouring of pure good. In doing so, you may find that what you genuinely need, desire, and deserve arrives with far less struggle and resistance than you ever imagined possible. Opportunities spontaneously appear. Timely support materializes at precisely the right moment, and material supply flows effortlessly from unexpected and serendipitous channels. This is neither blind luck nor divine favoritism. It is simply the immutable law of abundance, faithfully reflecting your conscious state of being. When your inner code resonates with the powerful affirmation, "I am intrinsically one with a limitless source," the external simulation responds by presenting you with experiences of profound wholeness and boundless plenty. Life within the dynamic simulation naturally unfolds in rhythmic waves and predictable cyclisa, graceful series of expansions and contractions, meticulously following a divine, inherent rhythm. You will inevitably experience seasons of vibrant abundance and heightened activity, and you will also encounter seasons of apparent barrenness, profound quietude, or even periods that feel like temporary stuckness. Sometimes everything seems to flow effortlessly like a gentle river. Other times, nothing you attempt seems to yield the desired results, leading to frustration. It is critically important to fully realize that these cyclical highs and lows are not random punishments or arbitrary rewards bestowed upon you. They are, in fact, the very pulse of life within this realm, the immutable rhythm set in motion by the source itself, a rhythm that cannot be broken, circumvented, or permanently avoided. It can only be deeply understood, wisely embraced, and gracefully navigated. Every contraction, without exception, precedes a new, powerful expansion. Just as the ocean tide must gently recede to gather its immense power before surging forward as the next majestic wave, your life often experiences a period of withdrawal and introspection before embarking on a new, significant leap forward. The emptiness you occasionally face is a period of profound silence, a personal loss, or moments of deep confusion is not a desolate, barren desert, but rather fertile ground where the potent seeds of your next magnificent chapter are quietly and purposefully germinating. Consider the miracle of a baby's birth. There are intense contractions, a necessary pause, and then the breathtaking emergence of new life. So it is with any creative process or profound personal transformation you undertake. Challenge, struggle, and periods of quietude often serve as heralds, announcing a significant breakthrough or a new phase of growth. Knowing this deep truth, you begin to cultivate an unwavering patience and a profound trust in divine timing. When a barren season arrives, you no longer panic or conclude that you have been abandoned by the universe. Instead, you recognize it as an inherent, natural part of the greater cycle. You may even graciously welcome it as a sacred time to rest, to reflect deeply, and to realign with the benevolent source before the next powerful wave of growth and expansion gently arrives. Conversely, someone who consciously cultivates an attitude of profound gratitude and unwavering trust will frequently encounter situations that powerfully reinforce their deep-seated faith in the inherent goodness of life itself. It's not a matter of one being blessed with luck while the other is tragically cursed. Rather, each individual is simply gazing into the reflective surface of their own inner consciousness, and life, with unyielding fidelity, mirrors precisely what is held in the unwavering focus of their attention. When you truly grasp and embody this profound mirror principle, it becomes an incredibly liberating and deeply empowering realization. It signifies that you are not merely a helpless pawn at the mercy of a whimsical or unpredictable external world. On a truly fundamental level, you are an active and conscious participant in the very creation of every experience that comes into your existence. Should you find yourself displeased with the reflection staring back at you, the single most effective and potent way to alter it is to gently, yet decisively, adjust your own internal stance. This involves consciously raising your vibrational frequency, shifting your perspective to a broader, more enlightened view, and aligning yourself more intimately with the sublime qualities of the source qualities, such as boundless love, serene peace, and abundant prosperity. As you make these internal shifts, observe with fascination how the outer projection of your reality meticulously reshapes itself, morphing and transforming over time. Changes in your outward circumstances might manifest with startling suddenness following a profound inner breakthrough, or they may gently and gradually unfold at a more deliberate pace. But in every instance, with absolute inevitability, the external world will adjust itself to perfectly correspond with your cultivated inner reality. A vibrant inner realization thus blossoms into a tangible outer demonstration. A singular moment of authentic inner awakening, for instance, a profound recognition of your own intrinsic worth, where the genuine, heartfelt act of forgiving someone can ignite a cascade of remarkable, tangible changes in your life that beautifully mirror this newly embraced consciousness. Such an awakening might effortlessly attract exciting new opportunities into your path, emancipate you from the grip of toxic patterns that once held you captive, or unveil the abundant goodness and beauty that had, in fact, always been present, though previously unseen. By consciously embracing and living by this mirror principle, you confidently assume your rightful role as conscious co-creators of your entire life experience, transcending the role of mere passive observers. There exists an expansive world of distinction between merely understanding a spiritual truth on an intellectual level and truly realizing it, feeling it vibrate in the deepest core of your being. You might absorb through reading or hearing that all is one, or that you are an infinite soul, and intellectually agree that it makes perfect sense. Yet, if that profound understanding resides solely within the confines of your mind, your day-to-day life will largely persist in its current, unchanged state. You may continue to greet each new day confronting the same ingrained fears and persistent conflicts, precisely because the deeply embedded old simulation programming continues to run its course within your subconscious. Intellectual knowledge, while valuable, is akin to memorizing every detail of a map by heart without ever actually embarking on the journey or walking the path. Realization, on the other hand, is vibrantly alive, inherently dynamic, and deeply transformative. It gracefully descends from the realm of the head, sinking profoundly into the sanctuary of the heart and permeating every single cell of your being. It embodies the crucial distinction between simply reading a recipe's instructions and actually savoring the exquisite taste of the meticulously prepared meal. When you genuinely realize a deep, fundamental truth, the impact on your personal reality can be profoundly immediate and at times utterly surprising. In that very moment, the underlying code of your experience often spontaneously rewrites itself, aligning perfectly with this new, awakened consciousness. The resulting shift might be subtly gentle or dramatically profound. An ancient, deeply entrenched pain may completely vanish in an instant of profound, soul-stirring understanding. Or a chronic illness that has plagued you for years might suddenly begin to recede and heal once you truly know, in every fiber of your being, your inherent wholeness that extends far beyond the physical confines of your body. These are not isolated miracles that defy natural law, rather. They're natural law itself responding with perfect precision to a fundamental shift in consciousness. If you find yourselves repeatedly encountering the same life lesson, seemingly stuck in a loop without any apparent external change, do not give in to despair. Each successive encounter with a higher truth serves as one more crucial step closer to fully integrating it into your being. Continue to gracefully welcome the insight, reflect deeply upon its implications, and genuinely allow yourselves to feel its profound resonance. One day, perhaps precisely when you least expect it, that concept will suddenly ignite, blazing forth into a living, vibrant realization within the very core of your being. And in that sacred, transformative moment, the illusory walls of the old simulation will begin to majestically crumble, progressively revealing a far freer, more expansive reality, beautifully shaped and defined by your newly awakened consciousness. The various challenges you encounter in life, the daunting financial struggles, harrowing health crises, heartbreaking disappointments in love, or persistent interpersonal conflicts are not arbitrary punishments unjustly inflicted upon you. They are more accurately likened to meticulously designed puzzles, thoughtfully placed upon your life's path by your higher self, working in profound cooperation with the source. Their ultimate purpose is not to cause you suffering, but rather to powerfully propel you toward deeper growth and to gently guide you back to your sacred inner center. Each problem, in its essence, carries a profound question: where will you instinctively turn for the true, lasting solution to the ever-changing and often capricious external conditions, or to the stable, unwavering inner sanctuary of the source? When a problem invariably arises, the ingrained human tendency is often to instinctively resort to all the familiar, customary solutions to attempt control, to vehemently resist, or to desperately seek escape. But more often than not, these conventional maneuvers yield little genuine relief. It's much like attempting every obvious answer to a perplexing riddle, only to discover that none of them truly solve it. That very frustration, that pervasive feeling of hitting an impenetrable wall is, in fact, entirely intentional. It serves to gently, yet firmly, push you to look beyond your usual three-dimensional approaches and to actively seek a higher, more expansive perspective. When you finally choose to turn inward and humbly ask for true guidance, essentially declaring, I am ready to perceive this situation differently. I am ready to remember and reconnect with the source. That is precisely when the intricate puzzle truly begins to unravel, revealing its inherent solution. All discord or perceived lack within the simulation ultimately points back to the profound, immutable truth that the source is the only real power and the only true supply. Financial scarcity, for instance, serves to guide you toward the realization that genuine supply was never merely about money itself, but rather about the infinite, boundless spirit that possesses the ability to manifest abundance in countless diverse forms. Illness, in its challenging presence, leads you to perceive that authentic life and inherent wholeness flow directly from the divine life force, transcending the limitations of the physical body. Conflict, with its discomfort, compels you to earnestly seek the profound peace that emanates from recognizing our deep, underlying oneness with all of existence. In these powerful ways, problems serve as potent catalysts for awakening. They effectively pull you out of a state of complacency and gently, yet firmly, nudge you away from the flickering, ephemeral shadows of mere appearance, guiding you instead to reconnect with the steady, radiant inner light of your true being. Often, once the lesson has been truly learned and the fundamental inner shift has been genuinely made, the external problem either miraculously resolves itself or simply loses its persistent grip on you. The puzzle has then fulfilled its intended function, and you emerge from the experience more deeply aligned with your authentic self. Among all the profound insights one can possibly attain, there exists a kind of master key, or metaphorically speaking, a cheat code within this simulation, the deep, unwavering knowing that your true self and the source are inherently one and the same. In essence, it is the dawn of the powerful realization that all is the source I am. This is not an act of egoistic boasting, but rather in profound recognition of the greater, expansive self that resides vibrantly at the very heart of every single being. The small self you typically identify with your unique personality, your physical body, your personal life story is, in reality, the avatar self, a temporary role, a fleeting character in the grand play. It possesses no independent, ultimate reality, but the pure, unadulterated sense of existence, the silent, ever-present I am consciousness that lies behind and observes all your experiences, a direct, incandescent spark of the divine. It is, quite literally, the source itself perceiving the simulation through the unique lens of your eyes. When you wholeheartedly embrace the profound truth that the true self within you is infinite, indivisible, and utterly sacred, the entire game of life undergoes a dramatic and fundamental transformation. The usual fears and insatiable cravings that often define human existence begin to gracefully fade into irrelevance. If you are intrinsically one with the very source of all abundance and all love, how can you ever truly lack anything or genuinely feel unloved? And if your core being is eternal, transcending all temporal limitations, what truly remains to be feared? This profound realization effectively shuts down the pervasive desperation and relentless striving that fuels so much of human struggle and suffering. The battles you once fiercely fought for recognition, for security, and for personal power lose their compelling appeal when you fully comprehend that, at the deepest and most fundamental level, you already embody and possess everything you were ever seeking outside yourself. Living with a profound consciousness of I and the Source are one is an experience that is deeply and eternally liberating. It bestows upon you a profound, calm confidence, not an arrogant swagger, but the serene peace that comes from knowing you are anchored in something utterly eternal and completely unshakable. You then navigate through life with a quiet, effortless lightness, perceiving the divine everywhere you look because you recognize it as your own intrinsic essence and the fundamental essence of all others. This truly is the master key that effortlessly dissolves the very walls of the simulation. It does not necessarily imply that you withdraw from the world. On the contrary, you move gracefully within it, as one who is fully awake within a dream no longer held captive by its illusions. Hunger ends, fear ends, and what gloriously remains is a life lived purely in the radiant light of truth. True healing, fundamentally, is a profound shift in identity, not merely a superficial alteration in symptoms. Within the confines of the simulation, you often conceive of healing as fixing a broken body or curing a disease, essentially attempting to repair the avatar. But the deepest, most authentic healing unfolds when you awaken to the revolutionary reality that you are not, in fact, confined to the avatar at all. You realize that your true self exists far beyond the boundaries of the simulation as the discerning projector, not merely the character displayed on the screen. This radical shift in perspective can catalyze what appear to be miraculous and inexplicable changes in the avatar's physical condition, precisely because the very foundation of the illness, the false belief in separation or inherent limitation, has been completely removed from the underlying code of your reality. Addressing illness solely at the physical level may indeed offer temporary relief. However, if the underlying program of fear and false identity stubbornly persists, the imbalance frequently returns or manifests itself anew in a different form. Lasting, transformative healing truly dawns when you recognize, even if only for a fleeting moment, this condition does not define me. It is not who I truly am. In that instant of profound recognition, you gracefully return to the observer's seat, the elevated vantage point connected intimately to the source, and perceive the body and its condition as merely a transient element of a passing story. This is not a denial of the Bodhi's actual experience, but rather a profound recontextualization of it, placing it within a much larger, more meaningful framework. You remember, with deep certainty, that who you truly are cannot be sick or broken, because your essence is intrinsically one with the Source's absolute and perfect wholeness. As this sacred remembrance floods your consciousness, the pervasive stress and debilitating fear that have been sustaining the illness begin to naturally dissolve. The body, diligently following these new, aligned instructions from a mind attuned to truth, frequently responds with profoundly improved health and harmonious balance. And even if the physical form does not achieve a complete recovery, you may discover a deep, abiding peace that renders the condition almost irrelevant to your overall sense of well-being and inner contentment. This, too, is a powerful form of true healing. In all instances, the fundamental essence remains the same. Healing blossoms forth naturally and effortlessly when you awaken from your identification with a vulnerable, limited avatar and reclaim your inherent identity as the timeless, radiant, and indestructible self. One of the most subtle, yet potent traps on the spiritual path is a fundamental misunderstanding of where the true illusion actually resides. The illusion is not the earth itself, nor is it the undeniable fact that you experience a world. The trees that stand majestically, the expansive sky above, the diverse people who surround you, they all exist, but critically, not in the way your physical senses rigidly insist they do. They are profoundly real as vibrant vibrations of light, as intricate emanations of consciousness. However, the deeply ingrained belief that they are solid, completely separate entities, and that they possess independent power over you, is the very essence of the illusion. Maya the Great, encompassing illusionese, not the mere existence of a physical world, rather. It is the compelling perception that these appearances possess an independent reality and inherent power of their own. Consider life once more as a captivating movie. The images projected onto the screen are fundamentally composed of light. They are real as light, but the intricate story they seem to tell, with its characters and dramas, is not real in the ultimate, fundamental sense. If a character within the movie appears to be in grave danger, nothing is actually happening to the light itself. The dramatic tension exists purely within the viewer's perception. Similarly, the external situations and circumstances of your life are, in essence, phenomena of consciousness, moving images projected forth by your own mind. Your mind actively interprets these images and assigns them meaning, categorizing them as good or bad, threatening or safe. The precise moment you declare, "This circumstance has the power to harm me," or "This particular thing will save me," you have inadvertently slipped into the illusion. You have, at that very instant, forgotten that all true power resides solely in the source, and not in any external form or appearance. The entire simulation truly lives and breathes within the mind of the observer. This fundamental truth elucidates why two distinct individuals can inhabit the exact same world, yet experience vastly divergent realities. Each is uniquely engaging with their own deeply personal mental projection. Awakening, therefore, profoundly involves reclaiming your inherent power from these external appearances and recognizing them for what they truly are: ephemeral manifestations. This doesn't imply that the physical world will simply vanish. Rather, you learn to see through it, perceiving it as a magnificent, divine play of light and consciousness. You move through it not as a prisoner constrained by circumstances, but as a lucid dreamer, one who intimately understands that the true, underlying substance of everything is the consciousness from which it emanates. It is a remarkably common experience for people to pray with fervent desperation for a change in their challenging circumstances, yet often nothing discernible seems to happen. Millions have earnestly pleaded for miracles, sought profound relief from suffering, or implored for intervention in moments of crisis, only to be left with the disheartening feeling that their prayers went utterly unanswered. From an enlightened perspective we have explored, the reason for this pattern becomes strikingly clear. If you attempt to patch the hologram's pixels through prayer without fundamentally altering your consciousness, you're merely addressing the effect, not the root cause. In other words, if you pray while still wholeheartedly believing in the intractable reality of the problem, thereby inadvertently granting it power, as something outside the source's control you unwittingly reinforce the very condition you so desperately wish to escape. True prayer is not about humbly begging an external deity to suspend or break the game's established rules for your personal benefit. Genuine prayer is, instead, a profound movement of your own consciousness toward an unequivocal recognition of the Source as the only real power and the only true presence. It can be a silent, formless communion of deep inner knowing, a sacred moment of complete surrender where you consciously release the problem and recognize the inherent wholeness that already exists magnificently beyond all superficial appearances. In that sacred, internal shift, you're no longer praying from a place of perceived lack or urgent need. You are praying from the profound fullness of knowing that it is already accomplished, already manifested within the quantum space of consciousness. This kind of prayer, which is more accurately described as a state of alignment or profound realization, is extraordinarily powerful precisely because it does nothing directly to the hologram itself. Instead, it fundamentally changes the projector, which is your own inner state of being. And when the projector is meticulously adjusted, the hologram must inevitably follow suit. Often, you will witness situations transform in ways that appear mysterious or truly miraculous once you genuinely let go, surrender control, and allow the Source to simply be what it is, operating in its perfect wisdom. Or you may find that what shifts first is your perception itself. Fear naturally dissolves, anger gently dissipates, and then almost as an afterthought, the external resolution gracefully appears. In truth, prayer is answered the very moment you transcend pleading and deeply enter a state of profound trust and absolute oneness. That is precisely when the simulation's inherent laws respectfully bow to the higher, all-encompassing law of grace. Your physical body, as remarkable and intricate as it is, represents far more than a mere bundle of flesh and bone. It is a living, exquisite light interface meticulously crafted between your eternal soul and the tangible material world. To your conventional five senses, it appears undeniably solid, inherently vulnerable, and perpetually subject to the relentless processes of aging and decay. It can experience profound pain and visibly grow old with the passage of time, facts that seemingly confirm its identity as merely a fragile, temporary vessel. Yet, in its deeper truth, your body is profoundly condensed light, and consciousness is sacred, living temple housing the vibrant, living presence of the Source itself. As you journey and navigate through this earthly realm, within every single cell of your physical form, the incandescent spark of that Source energy silently resides, ceaselessly orchestrating the invisible, intricate symphony of life. As you consciously raise your consciousness and ascend into higher vibrational frequencies, what some spiritual traditions refer to as 5D consciousness, the true nature of the body begins to reveal itself to you in astonishing new ways. You begin to perceive with heightened clarity that the body is not a fixed, solid object, but rather a dynamic, pulsating energy field. You viscerally feel its intimate connection to the omnipresent flow of life force known as ki or prana, and realize that when this vital energy flows freely and unimpeded, it possesses the innate capacity to renew, regenerate, and profoundly transform the very physical form. Instances of seemingly miraculous healings or the experience of timeless vitality offer compelling hints at the Bodhi's latent lightness and its immense potential when it is fully attuned and aligned with spirit. In a very real and fundamental sense, the matter comprising your body is not nearly as solid or dense as it seems. At the subatomic level, it is purely made of inertia, vibrant dance of light, moving in intricate pattern motion. The more deeply you identify with your inherent light self, the more this profound understanding becomes a lived, palpable experience. You naturally begin to treat your body not as a clumsy meat suit, but as a precious, exquisitely sensitive instrument of divine expression. This, in essence, is the true avatar upgrade, not a technological enhancement or external modification, but a profound consciousness shift that allows the radiant light of your true being to shine forth more brightly and authentically through your physical form. Over time, even the Bodhi's physical condition may subtly reflect this inner shift, manifesting as an enhanced vitality, remarkable resilience, and an intrinsic harmony that emanates from living in profound alignment with your luminous, essential nature. Your physical senses are, without a doubt, wondrous and intricate instruments, but they do not, in their entirety, reveal reality in its complete fullness. They merely interpret it through an inherently narrow and specialized lens. Your ears, for instance, do not truly hear sound as it fundamentally exists. They capture vibrations in the air and meticulously translate those into nerve signals that your brain subsequently interprets as sound. Similarly, your eyes do not directly see the world itself. They receive light waves, and your brain then decodes those signals into images replete with color, shape, and depth. In truth, color and sound, as you subjectively experience them, exist only after this complex translation process. In the raw, unfiltered world, there are merely varying frequencies of energy. For example, a bee's eyes perceive ultraviolet patterns in flowers where your human eyes see absolutely nothing, and a dog's ears can detect ultra-high frequencies that remain completely silent to your auditory range. What you perceive is therefore not the full, objective truth. It is a meticulously constructed experience, a kind of encoded representation of reality precisely tailored to your specific sensory apparatus. In the intricate tapestry of the simulation, you rely heavily on these senses and often operate under the deeply ingrained assumption that seeing is believing. But in the illuminating light of higher understanding, you gradually begin to perceive that physical sight, in particular, can be profoundly deceptive. The senses, in essence, present a filtered, greatly simplified version of an infinitely complex and multifaceted energy field. They function much like diligent translators, compressing a rich, boundless symphony of existence into a more manageable melody that our human brains can adequately process and comprehend. This does not, by any means, imply that your physical experiences are false or imaginary. It simply means that far more is occurring beneath the surface of appearances than your ordinary senses are capable of reporting. Meditative and various spiritual practices provide powerful tools to help you perceive beyond these usual sensory filters. In states of deep meditation, you may become exquisitely aware of yourselves as a vibrant, pulsating vibrational field rather than a solid, fixed body. You may feel the presence of an inner light or a profound presence that does not rely on your physical eyes or ears to be perceived. These fleeting yet profound glimpses occur precisely when you temporarily step out of the mind's normal, habitual decoding process. They serve to powerfully confirm what ancient spiritual teachings have proclaimed for millennia. Your true essence is pure light, and your true body is far more akin to an expansive energy field or a shimmering wave of consciousness. Your physical senses, therefore, can only ever scratch the surface of who you truly are and what reality truly encompasses. One of the great, profound ironies of this intricate life game is that the more desperately and intensely you chase after its temporary prizes, the more elusive they tend to become, or the more disappointment they ultimately bring. Health, money, love, status, these are, in essence, like tokens or points accumulated in a vast, elaborate game. They certainly have their place and can undoubtedly enrich the play. However, if you allow them to become your sole, obsessive focus, you will inevitably find yourself running in perpetual circles. You might acquire one desired thing, only to soon find yourself craving another, because no finite achievement or material possession can ever truly fill the infinite longing that resides deep within your being. That longing, at its very essence, is not genuinely for more things. It is a profound yearning for the source itself, the inexhaustible wellspring of all fullness, of which these earthly prizes are merely pale, transient reflections. The profound paradox is that when you cease frantically hunting for external objects and turn inward to reconnect with the source, things in your life often begin to align themselves naturally, with grace and ease. By earnestly seeking the inner kingdom, that sublime state of conscious union with the divine, you align yourself with the very force that creates and sustains absolutely everything. In that powerful alignment, the true needs of your journey tend to be met effortlessly and gracefully. You may discover, for instance, that once you truly feel the richness of profound love and serene peace within your heart, loving relationships spontaneously appear in your life, or existing ones experience profound healing and rejuvenation. When you access that deep sense of wholeness and unwavering security that emanates directly from the source, opportunities for material support and abundance flow to you almost as a natural byproduct of your elevated inner state. This is not some clever trick designed to manipulate circumstances to satisfy the ego's desires. Rather, it is a fundamental and transformative shift in your core priorities and your very identity. You realize with profound clarity that the true kingdom of heaven is not some elusive external arrangement of circumstances or a distant destination. It is, in fact, found precisely within the consciousness of the Creator, actively expressing itself through you. You consciously choose to drink deeply from the inexhaustible well of the source itself, rather than attempting to quench your infinite thirst with the few ephemeral dewdrops that the simulation can sparingly offer. Anchored firmly in that profound inner fullness, you reside in a wealth that can never be lost, diminished, or taken away. Then, if health, money, or other blessings are genuinely needed for the authentic expression of your life's purpose, they manifest naturally and effortlessly. And whether they come or gracefully go, your profound joy remains perfectly intact, for it is deeply rooted in the eternal, unchangeable essence of your being. Are you living in a simulation? The answer, unequivocally, is yes, but with a crucial distinction. This is not a prison-like, externally imposed illusion, but rather a profoundly intricate and divinely orchestrated experience you are, at your deepest level, co-creating. Hey, race, an essential caveat, a crucial perspective to integrate this vibrant, simulated world, for all its apparent solidity and intricate detail, is definitively not the ultimate immutable reality. Rather, it is more accurately understood as Maya magnificent, profound illusion or a vast, cosmic dream, meticulously designed for consciousness to deeply explore, experience, and ultimately evolve through. Awakening, therefore, is not merely an intellectual concept to grasp or a philosophical truth to ponder. It is the deep, transformative process of realizing this truth, not just mentally, but experientially, allowing it to resonate through your entire being. Imagine a pivotal moment within a nighttime dream when, amidst its unfolding narrative, you suddenly perceive, this is but a dream. While you physically remain within the dream's landscape, this profound recognition of its nature instantly liberates you, enabling you to cease being a passive subject, no longer entirely at the mercy of its sometimes tumultuous events or fabricated fears. You are empowered to engage with it lucidly, transforming from a reactive participant into an active co-creator, imbued with remarkable freedom and innovative creativity. Similarly, awakening within the human experience signifies recognizing that you are far more expansive than the limited character you have seemingly been embodying. You are, in essence, the vast, boundless consciousness, the true self dreaming this character into existence, experiencing life through its unique perspective. This profound realization does not mean the familiar scenery of your life abruptly disappears. On the contrary, while the external world persists, your relationship with it undergoes a truly profound qualitative shift. Life undeniably continues, but you engage with its unfolding from an entirely new vantage point, one suffused with deep freedom, profound understanding, and unconditional love. The character's entrenched fears, once so overwhelming, gracefully diminish as you comprehend their foundation in illusion.